Hey guys, hope all is well. Mike with Azimuth, checking in to address a stereotype. That stereotype is leaders are born and not made. I wholeheartedly disagree with this stereotype. I have personally been involved in the development and I've witnessed the development of folks that are extremely great leaders in the civilian and in the military sector that weren't necessarily born that way, for lack of a better term. So I want to talk to you about what we at Azimuth have developed, our learned leader behaviors. And these are things that we think that you can put into practice to become a better leader on a daily basis. Aristotle said that moral excellence is a result of habit, and I think that we can help you get you and your team to implement these behaviors to become better leaders. And so the five learned leader behaviors are decisive, empathetic, somebody who sees the bigger picture, a willing participant, and a perceived optimist. And so obviously a team is going to want somebody that's willing to make a decision. There's no such thing as a 100% correct decision all the time. What we want is somebody that's willing to make a decision, stick by that decision, and move their team in the correct direction, adjust, and achieve desired results as fast as humanly possible so you can move on to the next thing. The second learned leader behavior is empathy. It is very, very important that your team knows that you care about them. They deserve for you to care about them. And, a lot of times we talk about work performance, but we don't really address like the whole person concept. What are that person's goals, short-term, long-term? Where do they see themselves? Maybe there's another part in your organization they fit into better. But if you help them feel fulfilled and achieve their goals, they're going to be better employees for you. Next thing, somebody who sees the bigger picture. Sometimes you're going to have to do things that you don't necessarily understand, or your team doesn't necessarily understand why you're doing them. But your higher headquarters, your corporate headquarters has a reason for doing these things in most cases. If there's not a reason, then we got other problems. But for those things that maybe it's hard for your team to understand, it's really important for you as the leader to do as much research as you possibly can, understand why you're doing what you're doing, and then convey that to your team. If they're vested and nested in the why they're doing what they're doing, they're going to achieve better results, and we're going to finish it faster and be able to move on to the next thing. Fourth, you got to be a willing participant. You've got to understand that you cannot push a rope, you got to pull a rope. So sometimes you got to get your hands dirty. Don't ever ask your subordinates to do something you're not willing to do. The last one is perceived optimist. Nobody wants to work for a pessimist. Nobody likes working with somebody who is constantly negative. I don't know why we're doing what we're doing, and complains downhill. So as a leader, your responsibilities are to address your concerns with your leader, your superior, not your team. It's important for you to maintain a positive attitude for you and your team to accomplish the mission. So those are the five learned leader behaviors: decisiveness, empathy, somebody who sees the bigger picture, a willing participant, and a perceived optimist. Appreciate you guys. We've got some more information coming out on this, and if you think this is something that could benefit your team, reach out to us, Mike at checkazimuth.com, and we'd love to have that conversation with you. Thanks.